Hi guys, this is a short Hatha yoga practice with stretches to release your back, the whole of the back, upper, middle, and lower back. We're going to start on shins. So bringing big toes together, open your knees wide to the sides of the mat, and then slide your arms forward. Take in a nice long deep breath, and as you exhale, sink into your chest. Keeping the left arm reaching forwards, spread your right arm under the chest, drop your right shoulder down, turning your face to the left side of your mat. Feel the hips sink. With each out breath, sinking them a little bit lower. And then reaching your right arm forwards, take the left arm under, twist to the other side, turning your face towards those left fingers and sinking down fully into the shoulders. Taking that left arm forwards again. Come to the even stretch through both arms. And then you're going to walk up onto hands. We do some spinal rolls. Warm up the back. Exhale and round up into your cat stretch. Inhale to arch down into your cow. And roll a few times in your own time. Make sure that your feet are pointing straight back behind your knees. Don't bring those toes in to touch each other now. And now coming back to a flat back, slide your hands forward, come into baby down dog. Check that your hips are straight up over the knees. Relax the sides and back of your neck. Sink your toes and your feet heavily down. Now walking back onto hands again. Same legs as before, big toes together, knees wide. Walk your hands off the left side of the mat. Stretch through that right arm. Sink your head and relax your neck again. Keeping legs as they are, walk your hands all the way off the right side of your mat. Stretch along through the left arm. Keep the hips going back and down. And then walking your hands up to center. We're going to make our way to cross ankles. Sinking the knees. Lift your chest up high. Going straight into a twist here, turning chest to the right hand behind you, left hand to the outside of the right thigh or knee. Now feel the hips sink, get heavy in the groins, and with each in-breath, lifting your side waist up away from the hips, lifting the side ribs up away from the side waist, lengthening through both sides of your neck. And then untwisting, cross your legs over the other way, and on an exhale, twist to the left. Sink the shin bones and the knees again. Nice and heavy in the pelvis. Each in-breath, stretching up taller through the top of your head. And twisting yourself. Sink the knees, have them nice and wide, and tip forwards onto your hands. Sink the backs of the thighs down, sink into your sits bones as you stretch your arms as far forward as you can. Now don't look back towards your chest. I know that gives a sensation of getting a good stretch in the back of the throat, but it actually just contracts everything in the front of your body. So keep the sides, back, and front of the neck long. Keep stretching your head in the direction you're reaching your fingers. Each time you breathe out, sink deeper into shins and knees. And coming all the way up, we change the cross of the ankles, opposite shin in front, and then lean forwards onto your hands again. So don't tuck that chin in, don't look back towards your chest or your legs, looking a little bit forwards to help that neck extend. Your neck is part of your back and spine, so we want to lengthen the neck to encourage the back and the spine to lengthen. Coming all the way up. Now we're opening legs out into a V, and we're going to do some twists with the breath. So flex your ankles, keep your toes up. And what you're going to be doing is twisting to the side on an out breath, coming back to center on the in breath. So we're going to go off to the left first, and you reach your right hand towards your left toes. Maybe you can only get to the shin. That's fine. Go as far as you can, but don't lift your bum off the ground. Okay, so that's on an out breath. On an inhale, you come to center. On an exhale, reaching to the other leg. Okay, so keep going. And as you twist, the other arm reaches back behind you. Press into the ground with the sits bones. Exhale to twist. Inhale to center. In your own time. And really reach. Again, doesn't matter if you can't touch the toes, but you want to stretch as far as you can towards those toes. And it's the breath that is helping here to release your back. Moving with the breath, moving with awareness. Keep twisting. Don't lift off your bum. Go one more to each side. And then back to center. Now we're going to bring left foot in to the right thigh, or as close as you can get it. Maybe your foot's a bit further out. That's okay. Keep your bum on the ground like you did with the crossed legs, tipping forwards onto your hands. Keep the backs of both thighs and your bum on both sides flat on the ground. If you can reach a little bit further forward, go for it. Keep flattening your spine and stretching the chest forward. Coming up, we open the left leg out, bring the right foot in, flex your left ankle as you tip onto your hands. And again, be really aware of the hips. Don't lean more to the left or the right. Center yourself over the pelvis or in front of the pelvis, keeping the sits bones down, keeping the knees down, heavy in the backs and outer thighs. You can go down as deep as is comfortable for you, so long as legs and bum are still on the mat. And then coming up. From here, we're going to make our way to down dog. Onto shins, hands forward in front of the lines of the shoulder, and then lifting up. Down dog, one of the best things you can do to release tension in your back. Doesn't matter if your knees are bent or if you're straight. Down dog relieves tension in the whole back body. Your back body starts at your forehead, goes all the way over the top of your head, down your back of your neck, down your whole back, over the backs of the thighs, calves, heels, and all the way under the sole of the foot. The sole of the foot is considered part of the back body. Okay, we're going to take feet to hands, standing forward bend. Take your feet wide to the sides of the mat, and let's just hang down for a moment. If you're really tight in your back or in the backs of the legs, you can bend and straighten a few times. Exhale to bend the knees. Inhale to straighten. You do a few of those until you feel a little bit more comfortable, or just hanging down. Press out with the inner knees. And now we're going to take a twist, hooking right fingers over the left leg. Maybe it's over the thigh, the knee, calf, or ankle. And then either left hand to the left hip or left arm all the way up. Turn your chest as much as you can. Only turn your head if that feels comfortable on your neck. If it doesn't, you hang your forehead down towards the floor. Arm doesn't have to be up. Hand can be down. I take it to the other side. Left fingers over the right leg. Right hand to right hip. Or right arm all the way up. Relax the shoulders. Soften the sides and back of your neck. And coming back to center. Hands on the floor. Bring your feet in a little bit closer. And from here, we're going to roll all the way up to standing. Now you're going to need a wall or a table or back of a chair. We're going to do a standing down dog. So just like down dog with hands on the floor, standing down dog with hands on the wall or hands on the table or on your chair. You could also have elbows on the table. Not as effective. So if you can do this with straight arms, go for it. But it's one of the best things you can do for back tension. Okay, so if you've got hands on a chair, like this, we're coming into that L shape in the body. Knees can be bent. You can also bend and straighten your knees like you did at the top of the mat. If you're doing this at the wall, it's palms flat against the wall. Most of you know that. So then letting your head hang down. If you can, we want the elbows straight. That gives the best stretch in the upper back, down into the middle back. Now try to have a flat spine. If you have someone around who can look at what you're doing, they can tell you if your back is flat right now or not. And usually the way to get the back flat, if it's not, you bend your knees. You bend your knees, you stretch your hips and your bum back, and the spine will flatten out. If you can keep that flatness with straight legs, then you can straighten the legs. Otherwise, keep the knees bent. Coming all the way up to standing. Okay, now we're going to step legs out into a wide V. Hands onto hips, shoulders back. Bend your knees. Press the knees out. And now we're going to fold forward, keeping knees bent. Taking hands or elbows down or hanging the arms down. press your knees wide apart with the knees bent. And if you need to, you bring your feet in a little bit closer together if it feels really weird with the legs too wide apart. Relax your neck. You got a deep bend in the knees. And then slowly, slowly, you start to lengthen up. Start to straighten the knees, not too quickly, slowly, slowly. And these don't have to be fully straight, just to where it's okay for you. And then we stay there. Tip your weight to your toes. Make sure the arches of the feet are lifted. Outer edges of the feet are down on the floor. Don't lift those. Each time you breathe out, drop down deeper into your head. And now rolling yourself all the way up to standing. We're going to do one last stretch, sitting down onto the mat. Taking your legs straight out in front of you. Feet can be together or a little bit apart or heels on the edge of the mat. Or reach forwards. So you can have hands on shins or hands on the floor on the outsides of the legs or on the inside or holding the feet. Don't hold the inner arches of the feet. Hold either over the toes or the outsides of the feet. And you can always use a strap or a belt if you can't reach. And then make sure that you're holding the arms and the hands evenly on that belt. Now, always, when you're doing your seated forward bends, stretch the chest forwards. Don't round the chest back. Press it forwards to flatten out your back. Also, don't look down at your chest. Looking at a diagonal angle to keep the length of the neck in line with the length of the spine. And then coming all the way up. Thanks, guys. Short and sweet, but effective. Namaste.